once again, camera is on, painting is on. We're working on the same stuff we worked on last night. So buckle up. We're gonna do a lot of batch painting once again. The one thing I would warn here though is, you know, we did say, hey, we want to see the entire process, and that's what we're gonna see. So say what you will. I want to open up our live stream here. This is gonna get, I don't know how often I can do this, man. Like this just might be too boring. Unless we really start talking about, oh, hey, what's up? People watching already. Hey, what's up, Nelson? Oh, hey, Diz. Hey, Congo. Alright. Yeah, welcome to the monotony. So I'm just going to put down this dark Prussian blue. It's actually a wash, but the way that the model has been airbrushed and shaded to date, it's just going to accept that color really nicely. And that's all I'm working on, man. So we're gonna try to wrap up this giant batch paint tonight. And then I don't know if I'm gonna start pigs immediately. I might need a break, man, because this is just a lot of monotonous stuff. Hope you guys had a good Tuesday. Mine was alright. I survived it. I don't have anything to complain about, really. This week is just going to be a little bit longer than most. But like I said, got a lot to be grateful for, not a lot to be upset about, so I'm not going to complain. You ran out of... Jeebus. So we open up with a threat from Congo to Nelson. Number of people shocked, 0. You can feel 300 points of dark now. So what's in that dark list? Let's have a look. That way I might critique it as someone who's played Anima Tactics about a year ago and may not remember everything. Got a few more people hopping in here. What's up, everybody? I might have to do like a legitimate hangout here, because this is gonna get too boring. I'm telling you right now. This is gonna get too boring. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. Kage Shinobi, Maria, Church Agent, and Shining Amy, we like to call her. Let's have a look at that list. Okay. So, you've got a couple of subterfuge characters. You got Maria kind of in there as the hard hitter tank. Church Agent, I'm not really sure that you have a specific role for that Church Agent. But it's a nice low cost model. They can probably get in there and mix it up a little bit. Are you fielding the priest version or the warrior version of the Church Agent? Whoa, settle down, Blue. Maria has a chaos upgrade, which sends people away. Church Agent has beat stick. Okay, so you're going with the warrior version. That's cool, man. Eats cool. That's a decent dark list. The list might struggle should you lose Maria and what's his name, the Ninja Master. But hey, I mean, that shouldn't be news to anybody in that list. Warrior is Inquisitor, and Dark and Mystic is Light. Okay. You know what the problem with painting so many is like, if you forget something and you have to come all the way back, that sucks. This is kind of like, these Iron Defender ladies are just, they're angry. They're not, I don't know. It's the horrible haircut. They used to coach girls golf for their local high school, and now they have no war, so they're not happy. Am I getting chop? I'm getting chop. Ooh, is it? Is your guys' feed choppy? Do I need to turn off the damn music? Might do it anyway. Might do it anyway. Let me know, please. I'll have a Wiz and Shaft box coming in, $30. Ooh, and you're gonna get another rain in there. Let me know if you want to move that rain, because I will pick that up from you, sir. What is happening? It's a bit choppy, but my music. Yeah, why is it so choppy? I don't have a whole lot of stuff open right now. Interesting. Whatever. If it gets too frustrating, oh man, it is choppy. I don't know, man. Why is it so damn choppy? Are we gonna have to come up with a topic to discuss? We might have to. I had a topic today, and it has to do with all this like Kickstarter shit, Kickstarter regret, going and buying. Let me preface this whole thing, okay, with an admission. So last night I showed you guys that that samurai miniature I picked up for Malifaux that I want to run in Shadows of Brimstone, right? Do you have a bandwidth monitor? Perhaps something's updating. You know, I don't know. I mean, my computer, I turned it on a little earlier this evening, and it was really, really sluggish. So I'm not sure what the hell's going on there. Could be, man. Thanks, Lucchesi. What's going on, by the way? Welcome to the feed. Music or Nelson gets it Friday. I don't think that's a threat anymore. I think that you're still trying to get Nelson on Friday. Either way. Anyway. Yeah, what's up with that chop, dude? Woo-wee. It's spicy. Well, luckily, we're not doing anything that's terribly terribly precise at the moment. We're just washing down some color. Okay, so anyways, this morning I wanted to get that samurai for Shadows of Brimstone, and I actually was dumb and I purchased one on the Flying Frog website, the preview, because it was only like $10. I'm, oh my god, $10, and I can play the samurai. And then after I purchased it, I did something smart but dumb, like bad timing, is I went through and I looked at the description for that piece that I just bought, and it said, comes with no rules. We're just previewing the miniature. A bunch of bastards. Hey, what's up, hoser? So they were just previewing the miniature. So, you know, I'm out $10, and I get a half-assed samurai miniature out of it. And, you know, me being sad or whatever, I was like, hey, I'll go look at eBay. So I looked at eBay for the Wandering Samurai rules. Sure enough, that miniature, $60 Makihara. $60! Right? And I looked at it, and I asked a few friends. I asked a few people that were awake at the time, should I pay the $60 for the damn samurai? One person said yes, because knowing who I am and how important it is to me to play shit I want to play, he said yes, that's worth, you're even thinking about it, it's worth it. Another person said no. Yeah, this is no, not from the expansion. I think it's the Wandering Samurai. I don't know that that's the same samurai. I believe it may be a different one. But anyway, because we know that Forbidden Fortress is supposed to be out in March. But anyways, so I looked at it for a while, you know, and I looked at it for a little bit longer, and I looked at it for a little bit longer, and I was thinking to myself, like, what I was really thinking about was not really the $60. It was more this idea of how much value does a board game piece really provide? See, that's the thing. I will tell you right now, I have spent more than $60 on a single piece for a game before. I have. And in my opinion, if it's for a miniatures game, it's going to be more valuable to me than a piece from a board game. Okay? Because a board game's a board game. It's a totally enclosed system that you can expand upon. But my personal experience with expansions is they're super cool to have, but ultimately they don't retain as much value as buying, you know, for me. I'm going to caveat that and say for me specifically, okay? They don't retain as much value for me than buying a $60 individual miniature for a miniatures game, okay? And I'll explain the difference. It has to do with my own gaming habits and my own gaming, I guess, gaming tendencies, right? Because I do own a fair bit of board game stuff, but I don't get much value out of it, okay? For example, this year I spent like $65 on a Guild Ball team, on a Guild Ball Alchemist team, okay? So far I've played, I think, 4 or 5 games with that Alchemist team. And I can play it. There's the threat of me playing that team week over week because I specifically play miniatures games that regularly. And within my miniatures games, I'm only talking about maybe 5 different systems, but usually only juggling about 3 at one time. Okay, so on average, that $65 I spent on the Alchemist team is money well spent because we know I'm going to play it. We know it's going to provide value for me, and we know, like, if I decide to sell my Alchemist again for the 4th time, I'm going to make my money on that, right? Somebody's going to want to pick that up, and they'll definitely pay more than I paid for it because it's painted and put together and all this other stuff. right? Conversely, if I buy this $60 piece for a board game, that's an enclosed system that, and granted, I'm really into Shadows of Brimstone right now. Really into the game. So granted, I'm obsessed with that game. And let's say we play it 3 or 4 weeks in a row. Okay, so I'm getting some value for it there. But over time, it's not going to be as valuable for me. That $60 piece is going to go into that box for Shadows of Brimstone, and it's probably not going to surface again. Once we do put it away, we say, okay, we're done with Shadows of Brimstone for a while. It's not going to come surface again for, who knows, 6, 9, 12 months. Whereas that Guild Ball team, I'm going to keep breaking out. It's still... So I guess what I'm saying is I'm going to get more miles from my investment on the miniature side than I will from the board game side. And it's not the same for all people, though. Some people will play their board games all day long, and they might own a faction or two for a miniatures game. Oh man, I'm bad at this. So they might get more miles from the board game. Me personally, I'm getting way more miles from the miniatures game. So if it comes down to, you know, spend 120 bucks on a Batman crew or 120 bucks on a board game expansion, the money well spent is actually on the Batman crew. You know, for example, I own 95% of Super Dungeon Explorer. Like, I own the main game, I own all the expansions, I own the first game, I own Forgotten King, you know, what have you. How often do I break out SDE? Now, SDE is valuable for me in a different way, but from a gaming perspective, you know, we break out SDE once in a while. Maybe I play it twice a year, but I might be playing the same... Yeah, that's right, Blade Wolf, what's up, man? We're talking about how much mileage do you get? Like, when we start talking about expensive individual pieces, what is more valuable to you? What are you going to get better value out of? And for me, it's going to be the miniature games. Like, if I spend the extra money to get myself a, you know, limited edition miniature for one of the games I play, that's more valuable. The other thing to point out there too is it's easier to move stuff like that. I don't like a particular faction in Batman or Relic Knights or something like that. I can sell that and still have the capability of playing my game. Whereas, you know, board game, I need to move a board game, I have to sell the board game. You know what I mean? I mean, I could try to sell individual characters for SDE, for example. If I said, oh, okay, I'm just going to sell the Twilight Knight. I could do that. It just, there's not going to be a broad market for that. And then I'm out a piece that's going to be hard to replace. I don't know. You guys chime in. Do you think I should spend $60 to play a Wandering Samurai? But see, if you don't have board games for Friday, how will you cheer for the player's imminent demise? Well, yeah, I'm not saying that, man. We're totally playing Fridays. Don't get me wrong. I'm talking about the value of, I have $60 in my pocket. Do I buy a $60 Wandering Samurai? Or do I buy, I don't know, I'll make some shit up. Or do I buy a Tater? You know what I mean? Or a limited edition Mist, or you know, or a Black Flash. You know, that's the question. Like, what's more valuable for me personally? Depends on how much you like to sculpt. Yeah, there's another part to it. In the case of Shadows of Brimstone, The sculpt itself is pretty underwhelming. You know what I mean? I was looking around and like, in general, I have a hard time finding good samurai sculpts that I'd really like. And the only one I really liked was the Malifaux one. So I bought it. I was like, okay, eventually I will play a samurai for the game, and so I'm going to buy it. Is this $60 Wandering Samurai coming out at a later date? Yes, it is. So you got to think about that's another consideration too. Is this an impulse buy? Am I buying this because I want it now? Which I'm not going to judge people for. If they want it now, buy it, right? But that's a value judgment in and of itself. Buy it now and get somewhere between 3 and 9 months of gaming before it just hits the regular market. Or wait. I mean, the instinct would be to wait. Because, okay, why would I pay more for something when I know it's going to come back out and I can pay a much more reasonable price for it? Well, that's sort of the thing, right? We don't know when that's going to get fulfilled. We don't know when it's going to happen. We don't even know if my interest in Shadows of Brimstone is going to last until it actually comes out. That's happened to me before too, where it's like, okay, oh, I really want this. I really want this. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for something to happen. And by the time that thing happens, I'm no longer into that thing anymore. And so I've essentially just I've surrendered the idea of playing something I really wanted to play at the time. Now, inherently with board games, you have to understand, board games and miniature games, in fact, too, you have to understand that your temporal desire to play something it's very fleeting. And your ability to enjoy these games and these kinds of things is also very situational, very temporal. Let's say I'm painting this Wrath of Kings army, right? And I'm going to paint the shit out of this army so that me and Andrew and Matt and Cody and whoever the hell, Phil, and whoever the hell else wants to join us on the 17th, blatant plug, come to CQ on the 17th. I'm painting all this stuff right now, right? By the time I'm done, who's to say everybody loses interest in Wrath of Kings? That's a huge risk for people that are, say, slower to finish projects, or have a lot of different projects at once that they want to work on. That's a huge risk for them. Like, can you imagine, like, you're part of my gaming group and we're like, oh, yeah. I'm going to pick on Nelson here. Yeah, Nelson, buy Wrath of Kings, man. Do it. Yeah, buy Wrath of Kings. And so Nelson goes out and he buys himself Wrath of Kings. And he buys himself 40 miniatures. And we're like, yeah, Nelson, this is going to be great. This is going to be great. So he starts working on those miniatures. And a couple weeks go by because it's normal. That's like normal speed for people. A couple weeks go by. And he's watching us play and watching us play. And we get to a point where, I'll say me and Andrew, for example. In this example, it's me, Congo. Yeah, that got Congo excited. But so me and Andrew play Wrath of Kings for a couple weeks, and we're like heavy into it. And Nelson's like, I'm gonna get on that table. I'm gonna join you guys, right? And in the course of, say, 3 to 4 weeks, we're like, kind of bored of playing Wrath of Kings this week, especially since it's just the two of us playing, and we were just playing the same two armies. And Nelson comes back, and he's like, hey, man, I'm ready to go. And we're just out of it. Like, how shitty would that be? I'm not saying it's going to happen, because, our group, things are cyclical. I know Relic Knights isn't being played in our group right now for obvious reasons, but I know it's going to be back on the menu. I'm not worried about my Kickstarter investment in Relic Knights. But in another situation, in another gaming group, that might be a legitimate fear. Like, oh shit, I just spent all this money on Relic Knights, and you know, freaking Nelson and Andrew don't like it no more. Dicks, come on, play Relic. I'm just kidding, but yeah, you see what I'm saying, though. I mean, that's the thing about miniatures games is they are a gamble. And the guy that's buying all the board game expansions, he's taking a gamble. He don't know. Like, his group may just be like, oh, this game sucks now. And they get out of it, and that guy's just effed, man. That guy's just sitting there with his dick in his hands. Like, what the hell? I still bought like 3 more expansions. I don't know. But then, you know, it just depends on how closed your system is and how hard it is to get people to game with you, right? Another example is Arena Rex. Okay, I backed Arena Rex pretty hard back in the day, and got myself, I think, 3 or 4 factions of models. Not a lot of models in each faction, but you know, I covered my bases and I got a bunch of stuff. And well, I think I have like 3 or 4 gladiators per faction, and faction dice and favor dice and all this other stuff, which is cool. But then, you know, we play Arena Rex like once a year. Now, we play it once a year, but is it a waste? Was that investment a waste for me? I'm going to say no. It was not a waste, because we do only play Arena Rex once per year, but it's a self-contained system, and it's a 4-player filler game. In other words, I can break it out today. If we're playing Batman or whatever, if we're playing whatever we're currently playing, let's say we're at my house, and I decide, hey man, let's play a game of Arena Rex. Let's play a 4-player game of Arena Rex. Well, we're fucking set. I don't need to update rules. I don't need to, I'm not worried about what my next purchase is. And likewise, the people playing, they're not terribly worried, oh, I better go to the store and buy this. Nah, they know I've already got it. They're set. We treat it like a board game at that point. Now we go back to my original argument, though. I just finished saying I get more mileage buying miniatures for miniature games than I do buying miniatures for board games. What the hell? Was I that drunk last night that I messed up his eye that bad? That's embarrassing. Hold on. I was not drunk last night. I was tired. But yeah. Let me read a comment here. If I really like the sculpt of the model minigame or board game, I'll get it with or without other players to game with. That's another aspect too, the collecting aspect. For people that collect and collect and collect, and they just buy, and they, you know, they might operate under some assumption that they will get to paint and play everything that they're buying. But let's face it, that's just not, it's probably not the most realistic thing to expect. But I agree, if there is like a threshold, like if I like a piece enough where I just don't give a shit who the hell is going to play it with me or whatever, I'll still buy it. And I'll paint it or whatever. So that's a good point. I mean, there is a, you know, there are situations in which you just say, okay, I'm just gonna buy it. I'm just gonna paint it. You want to know what I really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I want, and let's see if I can find this shit. Let me see if I can find it. Nah, I'm not gonna pull it up on the computer. Let me see if I can. Let's see what happens. Let's see. These are all the wrong one. No, it's because did they just wipe all images of this? Maybe it's in the Kickstarter. It might be in the Kickstarter. Hold up. These are like two Japanese girls over the track. They're narrating me looking at this shit. Okay, here we go. Jeebus. Pretty rad. Okay. Where's the older stuff? Here we go. Here we go. Will they show me the campaign? What? What? Maybe they'll show me the campaign. So there was an anime video game that came out, I think like 2 or 3 years ago on Kickstarter. And they had this, they had a stupid pledge for like if you pledged $500, which is crazy stupid for basically an outdated video game. If you pledge $500 for this video game, they will include this amazing Anima Tactics like Cilia sculpt. Not limited edition Cilia, because limited edition Cilia is still an amazing sculpt, and if you can find one for under $100, do it. But let's see if I can find it, man. Where is it? I wonder if they just scrubbed all images of it. What? I did not see it on the campaign page. But I don't know if you guys remember like who here was following Anima Tactics close back in the day. But it was this amazing mini, but you had to spend $500 to get it. That's not in here. You bastards. Maybe... where else would that be? I got an idea. But it was like one of the coolest freaking... Yeah, you know, well, there's the regular Cilia model, which honestly isn't that great. Then you have the limited edition Cilia model, which if you can find it on eBay, usually runs somewhere between $100 and $200 for that model. And again, I think I paid $50 for mine, which is a steal for that model. If you find that model for under $100, buy it. Buy it. Anyway, let's see what we got here. I'm sure I posted pics of it back in this. What? We're gonna find it. We're gonna find it. Oh. Let me see if I can. It's so sad. I'm on the Cypher Facebook group. It just makes me sad. I founded this Facebook group like 3 years ago or something. And we had a really cool community there. Like just some like hardcore fans. And you know, we had participation from Cypher directly. And we used to do cool shit on this forum. The French contingent, like those guys were rad. I am not seeing it. You know, the internet does not forget. It's here. We just have to. There's all kinds of things here. Someone please tell me where it is. I'm about to give up. But I don't want to. Because this miniature is freaking ridiculous. And you need to see it. And I need to go bug Kai. Like, what the hell happened to the molds to that miniature? And can we have it? Can we just have the molds? I'm sure you didn't make a single one. Because nobody pledged $500 on this stupid anima game. Where the hell is it? Ah! No. Damn it. Nope, it's not there, dude. This makes me so sad. I'm telling you, it's the coolest mini ever, though. It was the freaking coolest mini. Like, cry real tears seeing this shit. Look at... Son of a whore. What? Son of a whore. Nah, can't find it. Damn it. Oh well. It's the one with the wings. Yes. Where's the one with the wings? Anyway. Let's get back to painting. It was a nice little distraction to do nothing. It happens. But yeah, man. Like, I still want that mini. I still bring that shit up, too, when I see Kai. Kai, when are you ever just gonna release that mini? Because they did sculpt it, they did mold it. Come on, man. Sure it can land on my... I want it now. But yeah. It's kind of what I'm saying, though. Like, I would pay top dollar for that shit. Maybe you're talking Relic Knights. Some of the when they come out in resin, some of those Relic Knights will retail like $100 or so. Those huge relics. Like that's just be ready for that shit. How tired was I last night that this guy didn't get a proper eye? Oh, sorry guys. He still looks kind of cockeyed, which is actually probably okay for this for this faction, because like I was saying last night, they're not the prettiest of peoples, these damn Technists. Like, you wouldn't want to get, like, a Technis swimsuit calendar. It would not be a good thing. Like, all the dudes are bald. And the ladies look as rugged as the dudes should look. Alright. Moving along. Pork ladies. Not pork ladies, they're not porky ladies, they're just homely. They're just, I don't know. They got the face for radio. If you think I'm being shallow, it's a damn miniature, people. Get over it. It'll be alright. If you really think I hurt the miniature's feelings, wow. That's my response to you. Wow. Ah. This song kind of sounds like a really, really dope intro to like a Japanese sitcom about a roller skate park. Can you guys see that? Or am I just talking shit? Does that makes sense to me when I hear this song? Get the little music interlude here. This is where they have the older fat Japanese gentleman, and he's popping and locking during the intro. God, I talk a lot of shit. Where the hell? I'm looking for a specific color. Oh yeah, I'm not sure who you're talking about, Blade Wolf. But I'll take your word for it. Pork ladies, I'm assuming it's like a union boss type character. What the shit, man? Ooh, that's a cool color. It's not what I'm looking for, but that's a cool color. Alright, we'll use this color. Can't contain my excitement for my Resident Evil board game. That should be fun, I hope, man. Hopefully more fun than those stupid actors made it out to be. That's the other thing too. You ever get your like Kickstarter in and then you're like promptly intimidated by it? Like you look at it and you're kind of, this happens to me. I get my Kickstarter shit in and then I get like stressed all of a sudden. The realization that yes, it was cool opening all these boxes and seeing all this shit, but now I'm looking at a giant pile of shit that I need to paint. And let's be real here, I still want to collect stuff at the LGS. I still want to buy that stupid blister that's sitting on the shelf right now that I've convinced myself that I really, really need for whatever reason. I realize that might just be me, though. Yeah. Ninja All-Star did that to me. Yeah, Ninja All-Star did that to me, too, when I first opened it. I was like, okay, that's a little intimidating. And And then I just kind of methodically went through each clan and started to paint each one out. But yeah, I still haven't finished Ninja All-Stars. I still have like 8 pieces left. But that's pretty damn good. You know, that I've got it. I've got the game at most, like, almost entirely fully playable state now. Of course, we're not playing it right now, other than the Friday night campaign we were running. Just doing a little edge highlighting. I'm not going to edge highlight the entire model, but I just want a little bit on there. It's just going to give me a little bit extra. Alright. Some dope Cowboy Bebop going on here. Just really want Alt Millstone, but I won't be able to get her aside from eBay. Then you're like, 4 ninja teams and extras. I didn't really paint the generic teams. I just didn't see a reason to. If you already have the clans and you're already painted up, like, why? The only time you would ever want to paint the generic clans are if you're using them for SDE or SDE Arena. Like if you're using them for the ninja ambush scenarios, you might use them for that. But otherwise, why do it? Just paint the clans. You're gonna be playing the clans, and those generic ninja minis just aren't. They're not really worth it. They're not worth your time. I painted 2 clans of those specifically so I could run them for SDE, but whatever. She's in the Farmer's box that's going to come out. She's an alt sculpt that you can get if you order the new Farmers through an LGS. Oh, so we could get that from CQ if we want it. I'm sure Andrew's working on that. Did I finish my extra life goal? Technically, yes. I did actually reach, because I donate a portion of my sales to it, and that pretty much will get me there. I didn't sell my my Labyrinth minis, which was kind of annoying, but you know, I wasn't expecting those to go for much. I just need to actually put the money in from the blacksmith sale into Extra Life, and I'm there. So yes, thank you for thanks everybody here for supporting me during that. That was it's pretty cool. Campaign seemed harder this year than previous years, and we had fewer donors, but we had more generous donors this year. I was like, did you still need that 20? I would say no, but it wouldn't hurt. But yeah. I know it's holiday season, so spend that money on somebody you care about. Unless that person is me, then yes, put it in my extra life. So I think, yeah, with the extra life, the way that went down this year, it kind of made me rethink my approach for next year's campaign. I think I'm going to run things differently. I think we're still going to do some online raffle, but what I want to do is kind of backlog stuff and actually just start doing sales, like eBay auctions, specifically for the Extra Life campaign. I think that would help me get the goals faster, and then we can do all the raffle stuff online just to like promote the channels and social media, and do streams around that. But it would take the pressure off of those events to rake in, the majority of the money. It's just the way that the board gaming culture is. People don't mind playing in raffles if it's something that they are excited about or something that they're interested in. But something that they really want, they might as well just auction for it, and know that their money's going to a worthy cause. Like if you really, really want this dude, still sitting on my desk, he's still dope. You want that dude, then I just throw him on auction and say, okay, if I make 25, 40 bucks on him on an auction, that's 40 bucks going directly to the cause, rather than like hoping for, hope we get an extra 5, an extra 15 here every week. Like that's a sure thing. Why not just on some of them, not all of them, but why not on some of them, go ahead and just do that. Still wanna, I know. Well, we'll just raffle them off. I think it's just like you and like 3 or 4 people in that one. Man, these really are kind of dorky looking. Hey, what's up, Higzilla? I want a date with Katy Perry. Can you put that on auction? If I had the means to pimp out, sir, then by all means. Welcome to the feed, Higzilla. We're just doing a crazy batch paint. So if it looks like you're seeing the same miniature over and over again and me doing the same things to it, that's all it is. Thought that was you, babe. You thought it was me that could get you a date with Katy Perry? Or you thought I was Katy Perry? I don't have the breasticles. What line is this, Wrath of King? Yeah, this is Wrath of King's Technus, House Technus, the lineman defenders, or whatever they're called. So when I attack like armies, like large projects and stuff, I usually work from my least favorite sculpts to my most favorite sculpts. For 2 reasons. One is, when you start a project, that's when you have the most enthusiasm for it, right? So if you have the most enthusiasm and you use it on your least enthusiastic pieces, then you're more likely at the end to still have some enthusiasm to finish the pieces that you actually like. You'll be motivated by that point. The other point is that you get better with a particular range of miniatures as you gain experience with it. So, if the goal is to paint the super cool lineman guy, then painting 18 of the not as cool lineman guy will only give me better experience by the time I get to the cool lineman guy. At least on auction. Look at that guy. This guy's cockeyed too. Look at that guy. Man, was I having a rough night last night or what? There we go. Alright. I gotta paint all the cigars too. So you think on auction I could get you a date with Katy Perry? That would be a pretty dope superpower if I had that superpower. Somebody would get on here though and tell me to use my powers for good and not evil though. Well, 40K Grill did say her love for you is like a truck. She flexed in Pillarman Blade. Not me. Oh, you're saying not me. You wouldn't tell me to use my powers for good if I had such powers. Not saying I do. Meanwhile, the Space Marine Fortress Monastery, dry your tears, Blade. I think I'm still trying to learn the actual effect I have on people. Yep, use your powers, whatever. Provided a date with Katy Perry was involved. You know what? If I could actually get you a date with Katy Perry, I would. I would do that. I would do that. That's how much I like you, man. I would get you that date. And I would also sort of get it just to see if I actually had the ability to do that. Because I'd want to know. That would be, like, if you were a single guy, though, that would be the shittiest superpower. Can you imagine that? You're just fucking wingman. Like, that actually should be a superhero. Wingman. That's the guy, and his job is just to get his friends dates. He's like really, really good at that, but he's like perpetually lonely. There's no one for wingman. That's the price that he pays for being able to get people dates with Katy Perry and shit. God, that would be depressing. I would write that story. Okay, I have a question here. Why does the squad leader have a bedroll? Like, did he bring enough for everybody else? I think we may have created a monster again. Or a monster. Oh, you mean Wingman? Wingman, he takes the friend zone for you. Yeah, he rolls over on the grenade. Fucking Wingman. That would be a pretty damn funny story to write, though. I think that would be pretty damn awesome. Alright. So now, let's go ahead and we're gonna mix a couple of gonna drop a gray in here and a brown in there. Bedroll signifies the Wingman superpower. So this dude, this is, oh my god, this guy's gonna lead my army. Wingman. We're just gonna call him Wingman, right? And he's got the bedroll, and he just, all right, well, I got you your date with Katy Perry, and he just rolls that shit on the ground. Here you go, boss. Got it for you, boss. Damn, Wingman is messed up, man. That's the wrong color. It might work. Let's see. Let's try it. I don't think that's enough contrast, but let's try. Yeah, it is. Oh my god, this is gonna be tedious if I'm doing this. Whatever. We're all here tonight. It doesn't even really make much sense to do the one color all the way through. Fuck it though. So that's who you would want to date? Katy Perry? Not a bad choice. I mean, some of the stuff she says is really stupid, but I'll agree with you there. What would Wingman's theme song be? Oh god. That's a good question. What would his theme song be? Would it be Just a Gigolo by Diamond Dave? Theme song from Commando. That was funny. Ah. That song is so ridiculous. And that's the most random shit ever, Jose. Theme song from Commando. Really? It would be, okay, to your point, it would be some ridiculous over-the-top 80s song. It would be that song from Streets of Fire. Yeah. It would be the song from Streets of Fire. The I Can Dream About You song. Yeah. That's what it would be. That's what it would be. It would be Dry Your Rico Suave. Just Gerardo music. It would be Dry Your Tears because he's secretly be gay for you. Oh man. Gosh, that would be even worse than just being regular wingman. Would be you cause gay hookups. Like you see, at least wingman would have to get like there would be some glimmer of hope that wingman, you know, could meet somebody because he's trying to find lady friends. I'm assuming he's trying to find lady friends for his men, right? For his boys, right? But if he was gay wingman, he would be a straight dude that's just minding his own business and just uniting gay people. And that inherently isn't bad. I don't have that would actually be pretty damn cool, except if you were that guy. Because you're like, because there's like no, I don't know, there's just no healthy tension, there's nothing. But who knows? Yeah, I mean, maybe, I don't know. The situation you're describing, Congo, it's probably, I don't know, that probably happened before. I don't think I could date anyone in Hollywood. I just shoot myself listening to them talk about dumb stuff. I'm trying to think, like, who are some celebrities that, like, they're not necessarily the hottest celebrities, but, like, someone that you could see yourself really enjoying the company of and, you know, dating, right? You know who came to mind the other day with this is, for me, Funky Cole Medina. Oh, I'm sorry, I just caught up on the other side there, Hicksilla. What's her name? Mila Kunis, right? I didn't think much of Mila Kunis when she first came out. You know, she was on That 70s Show and all this stuff. I was like, okay, she's cute, whatever. I didn't think much about her. But, you know, watching Family Guy, watching Forgetting Sarah Marshall, I even like Bad Moms or whatever it's called. Like, I'm like, yeah. That chick is cool. I'd have a good time with her. And she's, you know, and she is cute. Like, but her like personality puts her up there. You know who else would be that for me? Would be, yeah, but what a way to go. You know who else would be that way for me is Juliette Lewis, right? Juliette Lewis, I honestly thought she was fairly ugly. Especially when she was like a teen actor. She came out Cape Fear and all this stuff. I'm like, ugh, kind of weird looking. Right? Didn't think much of her. But her personality, she's just so damn funny and interesting. Like when she was in an interview before, and she said she used to be a B girl, right? She used to wear like the break-in tracksuit and do the pop-in and try to break dance and all this stuff, and I'm like, damn, that's kind of attractive. I was like, kind of want to date her now because of that. Like that's just cool to me. Like she was into that kind of shit. That's rad, and she just owns it. I don't know. There's like stuff like that. Like she became she did actually blossom out, and she was like by the time she hit old school, she was good looking. Anybody else? Anybody else have a, she was a 7, but she went to a 9 because of personality or anything like that? Or just any celeb. Like, who would you date? I'm not just talking about, like, physically attractive. Like, would you date because you think she's fairly interesting? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm under no illusion that celebrities aren't overwhelmingly narcissistic and probably a little screwed up. I get that. But I'm talking about, like, at least they put it out there and you're like, that's interesting. I might, that might be somebody that I would consider, like, dating. Charlize Theron. I like how she looks and acts, but always be scared of her just going nuts on me. That's the best part, though. Never mind me. Like I said, I like them just a little bit twisted. I like that. I'm fucked up, huh? I like to say the right amount of wrong. I like the right amount of wrong. But definitely not somebody like that takes himself too seriously. This song right now might be taking itself way too seriously. I was married to one that was really twisted. In the long run, you don't want that. No. I'm not saying really twisted. I'm saying just ever so slightly tweaked. I like that. I like the little something underneath the surface that maybe most people don't see, but you see. I don't know. Have you ever gotten a vibe like that off somebody? Because I have, and I have a few times, and it's interesting. Gal Gadot. Alright, good choice, Hoser. Tweaked is one step away from unhinged. Somebody just secretly text me theirs. Whatever. I don't know. That could just be me. That could just be a me thing. I don't know. It's I was telling my wife the other day, I don't trust a man that doesn't have a vice. I don't. A man's got to have some poison in his life to give him strength, to make his body tougher, to build up resistances. It's got to be something at least a little bit wrong with you for me to like you. It's fucked up, but yeah. I don't know. You guys feel that way? Like it brings honesty to the person. It humanizes them for you. sometimes we meet people that we're like, man, that guy's just so remarkable, or that girl's just she's so incredible. She does this and this and this, and it's so amazing. And you can be friends with them for a while, but after a while, it's like, man, if there's nothing wrong with them, you're like, dude, something's really wrong with them. It's like that, the Adam Ant song, you know, don't drink, don't smoke, what do you do? Like that. A man who says they have no vice usually ends up having the worst kinds of vices. For real. The wingman will find your body in Arroyo Canyon. That's oddly specific. Somewhat terrifying. I don't know. I do think that though. Like I do firmly believe that. Like I need to see, for somebody to be believable or credible, even in my eyes, I do need to see I need to see that side of them. I need to see, you know, how do you poison yourself? How do you? What are your misdeeds? What do you, you know? What are you guilty about? And I don't even need to know, like, I don't need to know specifics. I just need to know that you're guilty about something. That you fucked something up. You see, she's the kind of gal that tells your mom, your son calls me mommy, wears leather and a whip. I don't know. I think that's a little on the nose. I like under the surface type stuff. Poison myself by drinking paint water. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Play It Painted Live. Let us know what you're painting, what you should be painting. I'm painting Wrath of Kings. A lot of it. So, I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me, watching me paint the same boring shit over and over and over again. The only thing I can guarantee to you is that one day it will be over. I was just saying, it's like trying to get back to painting single pieces on the feeds, but shit, I got a deadline, people. Painting AOS bone splitters by the ton. Repetition makes perfection. Maybe? Honestly, repetition for me doesn't teach me perfection. It teaches me how to do the same things faster. So we'll call it efficiency. Just not on those shoulder pads. I'm fine playing the same boring ass Warframe grind over and over again. I'm not sure what you're referring to specifically. So yeah, I got a bunch of questions for you anyways, Jose. Like, I need to know things like, you know, what kinds of communication am I going to be able have access to in the PI? Like, my cell phone going to work over there? Oh shit, I screwed that up. Don't matter. You know, what should I put on my laptop to watch on the crazy long flights? I was painting, but Octave's question about dark fetishes has me pondering. No, I'm not asking how to be how to be safe in the PI. I just want to know, like, what the hell, what kind of tech should I carry with me, honestly, and what can I expect regarding, like, because last time I was there was a long time ago, so none of my cell phones, none of that shit worked over there. Don't drink the water. Cell phone will work. Point with your lips. I know how to point with my lips. I've been practicing that. And point with my shoe, my foot, which has to have a sandal on the end of it. But I mean, let's be honest. I wouldn't be fooling anybody over there. They know for a fact I'm American. I walk different. I talk different. I smell different. Like, they could pick me out of a crowd. They know for a fact. Don't matter how brown I got over there. I think I'm thinking pal over there. Is your phone unlocked? No, they would no. Like, last time I was there, everybody and their mom knew I was American. They just stuck out like a sore thumb. They knew for a fact. We're in the PI. Oh, it's a short trip, Albert. I'm just gonna be in Manila the whole time. So I'll be in some, like, touristy shit. Oh, they give you a free SIM card? Nice. That's a nice little perk there. Oh, cool, dirty. That's all I remember. Vanilla that I was a kid. That's cool. I'll record some, like, some video there so I can do a little vlogging while I'm over there. I'm not very good at vlogging, though. But I'll do it anyway. What the hell? Be some cool shit we can capture on film there. What the fuck? YouTube is saying I'm sending too many messages. Aren't the government and terrorists fighting in the PI? Yes, they are. But nowhere near where I'm gonna be. Just make sure the phone you bring is unlocked, or your SOL when you switch your card. Shit. Well, my phone is not unlocked. Oh, chat has a speed limit. Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah, the chat here does have a speed limit. How was your last time in Manila, Russell? Also, bottled water is your friend. Avoid the ice. Be careful what veggies you eat if you're not used to the food. Oh, veggies in the Philippines I know is dicey. So, I'll be alright though. Wee whoa, wee whoa. Moser, pull over and tap police. You type too fast. There's also airport tax. Airport tax. Okay. I'll bring cash. You're just here for the keks. No, Canvas, you're here for these hot tracks that are laying down. It's like 25 bucks. No worries, man. I was working for the State Department. My training partner got amoebic dysentery the first day. So all I did for training for first weeks, I ditched him on the way back and spent a few days in Tokyo. I would love to go to Tokyo, but I don't have time for that shit. Gotta get back. Gotta get back. There's babies here. And baby and the mama. So yeah, this is all good info, man. Thanks. So you're gonna be over there for a while, right? You're gonna be over there like 6 weeks or something. Okay, still remember? Missed my diplomatic passport. Guys, still remember when I spent a month in Manila and both the water and power are out for a month? What the shit? No. Not okay. Yeah. My dad's getting remarried, so going out there. Gonna go stand next to him, be his best man at the wedding, and essentially just fly home like the next day. That's kind of my plan. Maybe sneak in a game of Guild Ball. That's what we're looking at. This music is like early 2000s video game menu music. Oh, speaking of which, I was actually gonna put some video game like midis on here. I'll do that at some point, just to drive you crazy. It'll be a while before, you know, I can do any sort of real traveling with my family, because the little guys are still too small. But it will be nice once they get big enough to go, or at least, at the very least, big enough to where, you know, we can leave them with a sitter or with grandma for a few days, and the wife and I can get out and have some adventures. That's the fun shit you do before kids. Like, do lots of that before you go have kids, folks. It's my friendly bit of advice for you. Want to go to Europe? Ireland, Scotland, Germany to see distant family and general vacation. Then I remembered Europeans don't like us for some reason. My wife says that I'd really like the UK and Spain. I want to go to the UK for sure if I'm going to Europe. Ireland would be interesting to see. I'd like to see Ireland. Switzerland. Alright, I was just corrected. The airport tax is a terminal fee, and it's only when you depart. Okay, so you just gotta make sure I got cash when I leave. Gotcha, gotcha. Been to Ireland, Germany, Italy, France, Japan, and Guam. Yeah, I haven't actually done too much international travel myself. Mainly just Philippines and Hong Kong. I don't count my layover in Seoul as anything really. I know at some point we are going to go to Australia because my wife has family there. Australia, well, if you can hit Venice in the springtime, it's pretty awesome. Okay. Australia's questionable considering animals try to kill you. No, man. I love those damn Australians. Haven't been to a different country, but you stared at Canada across the Great Lakes. I was supposed to go to exotic Kenyatta last month. That trip got canceled though. That was a work trip. Instead, I got to go to exotic Chicago. Yeah, avoid the flooding and the canals don't stink like raw sewage, like what happens in summer. Wow, Blade Wolf, you've been around, man. You gets around, man. Exotic Chicago, come for the food, stay because you get stabbed. Don't you know I'm too adorable to get stabbed? Been all Western Europe, Georgia, Romania, Central African Republic. Wow. It's a lot of countries, man. That's pretty dope. I want to get around like that, sort of. When my life is comfortable enough for me to go do that, you know, when I can go adventure. You're only too adorable to get stabbed until you meet your yandere. See, he has been to countries that are hot as fuck. Ooh. But yeah, I do want to get out and see more of the spinning mud ball. Cold at night. A few more people popping in. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Play Painted Live. Let us know what you're painting, what you should be painting right now. Just doing some boring-ass batch painting of Wrath of Kings. While we listen to this really highly dramatic theme music being played. Hey, what's up, Dave? I respect people's food out there. How's everyone? I am doing okay, sir. Hanging in there. Made it through a long Tuesday. Got a longer Wednesday ahead of me tomorrow. And then an annoying Thursday. Saving grace for Thursday, though. Probably doing some gaming. That'll be good. Nelson, I'm assuming you're down if you're still watching. We'll get some gaming on. Does it say something about that I'm Filipino, but I dislike Filipino food? No, dude, it does not. Because I'm kind of the same way. I mean, there are certain I like the standard Filipino food, but once they start trying to get cute and shit with the meat and the blood and all that kind of crap, no, throw that shit back. Oh, Jose, you're down. Okay, dope, man. All right, so we got Jose and Nelson down for Thursday gaming. That's good. Let me know where to be though, because I have to stop by GM. I mean, we could game at GM if you want. I mean, we could blow off all these people here and not stream for them. Just kidding. We will stream gaming if logistics play out favorably. Like for streaming, it mainly depends like how many people we have around and what games we want to play. So like if we have, I would say if we have like 4 or 5 maximum people that want a game, then we would just bring it back here and stream games here, especially if the games that were being played are like Guild Ball or Wrath of Kings or Batman, right? Because those, we can stream those no problem. But let's say we want to play, you know, we want to play with like 8 people. 8 people show up for gaming, and we want to have more tables, and we might want to play a few different systems. Then obviously that's going to be difficult to stream. I'm always in favor of streaming though, because I like it. I don't know, it's just a little added dimension that we get when we're streaming gaming here. I'm good, fam. I love the basics when you get to the shops here in America or my neighborhood. Ugh. Okay. Now, a lot of people are going to disagree with me here, but my gripe with Filipino food is it's, for one, it's just so damn greasy. And then what the fuck do they do with the meats? Like, why do they boil meat? I'm against that full stop. There are stews that are okay, but like you make sure that there's still some flavor in there, right? If you're just boiling meat to suck the flavor out of the meat, I don't understand that. Like, I don't get that. And then you're gonna put like cabbage and shit in there, and just like, oh yeah, see, it tastes like something, and just like drop like a ball sack's worth of ginger in that, and you're like, yeah, it tastes like ginger. No, just, it would have been fine if you just fire cooked that meat. Been a man, sacked up, and put that shit over fire and just eat that. Like, why are we boiling meats, people? What the fuck is that? Just burn it. Be a caveman. Put that shit over fire. Come on. Come on. I don't understand. Like, all those Filipino dishes, like, oh, we took this meat and we boiled it. Oh, we put this meat, and this time we put like 3 peas and a fucking carrot and a tomato for color, and it's all boiled and gone. It's just gone. Right? Why would you do that to a good piece of pork? Why would you do that to some good chicken? Like, put that over some fire, right? I'm just saying, embrace the primitive. Just put that shit over some fire, cook it. Damn, Octavius throwing shade on his food. It's true though, man. I'm sorry. Study basic chemistry. When you boil, and you have a solid in a solute, the flavor and all that shit is just gonna dilute. It's gonna seep out. And I get that. I get what you're saying, Russell. Like, boiling it makes it go farther and it feeds more people. I get that, right? We gotta feed everybody. But we're talking about me and personal taste here. So, because most don't like the taste of meat. No, I love. Yeah. I will say this about Filipino food, though. We're talking about the lechon, the roast pig. Like, you got me, man. I am fucking there. Like, that's one thing I will get behind my Filipino brethren and say, yes, that's what you do with meat. That's what you do with meat. Okay, what do you... Yeah, okay. Blade, well, I'm covering it right now. Yeah, the roast pig is key. It's beautiful. I personally think that the way the Filipinos do the roast pig, you dig the pit, you boil it, and you cook it over banana leaves, and you just do that shit all day long. I think that's I think theirs is the best. I've had Hawaiian pig. I've had, the Guamanians kind of do it very similarly. I think that's the best way to do it. The Filipinos, they've got that shit on lock. They figured out, okay, they can do that. They can do that, and I will trust a Filipino to cook me some fucking pig all day. The minute he brings out a boiling pot of water, fuck that guy. But yeah, that is what I do like about Filipino food. Is I like that. I like what we do with our noodles because that shit. And I was just complaining about how greasy it was. But here's the thing: I make pancit. I made pancit twice this Thanksgiving weekend. I made it for my the stream. I made it twice over this weekend. I made it for my dad and his fiance and my mother-in-law, right? And they loved it. Now, my dad's wife-to-be is a really sweet lady. She's been a friend of the family for a number of years. She actually helped take care of my mom when my mom was going down. And so, I have a loyalty to her. She's a great woman, is what I'm saying. She cannot cook. She doesn't understand how to cook. Weird! I've never seen a Filipino woman that just couldn't cook, no understanding of it, just didn't do it. Right? So I made them pancit, and she flipped out over it. My dad thought it was fucking amazing. My dad didn't even... Here's how much my dad pays attention. He didn't even understand that I had been making it every Thanksgiving for the last 5 years. Because my mom, she got too sick, she couldn't cook anymore. So what we would do is we would go down to my parents' house, my wife and I, and we would bring, our cooking utensils and stuff, and we would cook at least a major portion of the meal. My wife did a lot of the standard Thanksgiving stuff. But I made the Filipino stuff. I did the pancit, and I did the fried rice. I did that stuff, right? Because my mom had taught me how to do it. But what I'm getting at is she taught me how to do it, and I watched it, and I made a couple of adjustments. I made a couple of tweaks to it, and it is, without... Are those plastic shot glasses? Yes, sir. Hey, what's up, Whispering Woodland? Yeah, this is... I learned this from the Hobby Hangout, actually. It's a nice little hack here. If you're painting this many pieces. It's a nice cheap way to do it. And I was like, I do this for Kingdom Con anyways. I buy a bunch of these, pass out sake that way. Anyway, pancit is amazing if you do it correctly. You tell me I got fried rice and pancit, I would say bring me the pancit. I will, dude. I'll make us a batch of that shit. But anyways, so my mom taught me how to make it, right? And she had a couple of hacks that I won't share with people unless they're actually sitting there learning how to cook with me. And I ended up teaching a group of the older Filipino people on Saturday. They were like, oh shit, he made the pancit, that's amazing. They had it. My dad brought it home, gave it to them. They thought it was fucking great. And I was like, and then they broke out a bunch of, my dad broke out a bunch of ingredients and said, here, teach us how to paint. Oh, you're off to bed. Good night, Congo. Thanks for tuning in, man. So I taught them how to cook as well. One of my main gripes with pancit is, they usually will put some sort of seafood in pancit. They'll put usually shrimp, right? Shrimp is the most common thing that you can find in a noodle dish like that. My issue with it is they often will throw the shrimp in too early, or they just have no way. They just don't. They're not good to shrimp. They throw it in and think that it's done. That's a done deal. What I do is I will make the pancit to where it's basically done. And as it's finishing up, I just break out, you just break out a separate saucepan and you fry up some, you heat up some garlic and some sesame oil, a little butter, butterfly that shrimp separately, cook it for a couple of minutes on the side, and then throw it in. Throw it in at the very end. Throw it in right before you feed it to somebody because you don't want that shit sitting in there all day, getting rubbery, like picking up grease. You want to enjoy like seafood. You want to enjoy good quality seafood. And I do that. I also have a version where I do, I'll do the same thing and just lightly braise some scallops. And lightly breaded scallops, I'll do that. Just fry them up super quick and throw them in at the very end. People go nuts over that shit because it's like you added it at the end. It actually has its own flavor. It actually can stand up to everything else that you just put in that pancit. So it's not much of a hack. It's, it just made more sense to me. Like that's what you do. And so I did it that way, and everybody preferred it that way. I'm like, that's really the main difference. Is you just make that, like show some respect for seafood. If you can find a good sisig, that's also a good alternative to lechon and no, dude, I need to have that pig. I need to have the roast pig. I'm gonna eat the skin off the back. I'm gonna chew on a bit of the meat. My dad is he likes to do creepy shit. Like he'll eat the eyeball. That's actually one of my wife's one of her first encounters with my dad was on his birthday, and he always has he always gets a lechon, a roast pig for his birthday, because he has a pig guy. It's a guy, that's all he does. He's in charge of the pig. So my wife, my girlfriend at the time, were there, and we go up there, we get our food, and I introduce her to my dad. My dad looks at her, like makes eye contact with her, reaches over, plucks the eyeball out of the pig, throws it in his mouth, starts to chew it. She kept eye contact with him, didn't flinch, shook his hand. Then he looked over to me and said, "I like her." It's a big moment for her. She still talks about that meeting. That was the test. Ooh, pork cheeks are nice. Yeah. Overcooked seafood is a sin, Dave. It is, in fact, a sin. But yeah, I mean, you gotta respect seafood. I hate. You know what I hate, honestly? Because it's done wrong in restaurants all the damn time. Is shrimp scampi, right? Shrimp scampi, in theory, is good, right? It's just a little bit of shrimp, a little bit of butter, a little bit of garlic, and a little bit of seasoning, right? But you go to restaurants and you just get this like flat dish that's full of fucking butter and full of shit, and it's just this drenched, awful, rubbery shrimp inside. It's a travesty. It's horrible. And they'll like, oh, Shrimp Fest at Red Lobster, you can get shrimp scampi. I'm like, oh, so you can get it ruined, or you can have it another way. Like, why do they do that? Why can't you just enjoy shrimp, man? Why do you gotta pour all this shit on it? I don't know. I mean, I'll eat the breaded and fried shrimp. I'll be okay with that. Like, if you don't have good quality shrimp, you might as well just do something like that to it. But this whole scampi shit, where we're just gonna drown an entire batch of shrimp in a dish, that just drives me crazy. I don't know. I feel strongly about seafood. I feel like you got to do seafood right, or it makes me upset. I pretty much love all the seafood. Now I've seen tempura done wrong and it kills me. How do you fuck up tempura? How? I'm not questioning that it has happened, but how? Tempura is basically an escape plan. You haven't done the oysters yet? I went through a phase where I loved oysters. I used to travel a lot with my boss, and we were both single at the time, and so he would always we would go into town, and he would call the local plant manager and go, okay, where the hot women in this town hang out? And he would go and try to holler at bitches, and it didn't always work out. Okay, it hardly ever worked out, but I like to be part of it. But anyway, but what we like to do is we would like to go out and have really good seafood, especially when we would go to Seattle. We go to an oyster bar up in Seattle, right, and just have really good oysters up there. And I got really into oyster for a while. I really enjoyed eating, on the half shell oyster with just a little bit of horseradish. Again, that's another one that you don't really need to overdo. You just enjoy a decent decent oyster. If you're willing to splurge, you can go to Sugiki in Makati. The chef flies to Sugiki Market weekly to buy ingredients. I don't know. I'm not in charge of the food, but I don't know, Jose. Maybe we could you could pick a spot. We can go have some decent food. 2 Filipinos that don't like Filipino food. Go find some place to eat or whatever. Hope you guys are liking this dope remastered 90s R&B shit. People are saying the best in Australia. I don't know. I really do want to go to Australia at some point, though. Not just because I think chicks with Australian accents are super hot. Not just for that, but I actually genuinely do want to go to Australia at some point. Like I said, my wife has family there. I know that they are from Perth, but I don't know if they're still in Perth. We'll find out. You want Swiss food? Another thing that has no flavor is Filipino desserts. Damn, Dave! Shots fired, man! But I will admit, I do like them desserts. Especially the ones that have no flavor. They could be, in all fairness though, it could just be survival, like a survival mechanism. When I was a kid, I didn't like eating the food, so I would cling to the dessert. But I do like the dessert. Okay, wrong. Uh-oh. I think you made him mad, Dave. I do love Hala Hala. I tried to get my wife to have Hala Hala once, and she freaked out. She was like, you're not supposed to chew on your drink. She still doesn't even like boba for that reason. Babinka. Oh, yeah. I do love babinka. I love most of the Filipino desserts. Actually, no. I will say that I love all of them. The pastries I love. Ensaimada I love. All good for me, man. Nice. I love boba. Wait, why does Halo Halo freak you out, Blade Wolf? Because it is basically boba with a bunch of additional shit in it, like the cocoa jelly. It's got beans in it. You know, the really fancy stuff has like the ube ice cream in it. There's a lot going on in Halo Halo. Like Halo Halo is basically a meal. I will say if you want some Asian desserts, go to 85 degrees. You know, a lot of people talk about 85 degrees, and you know, people bring me like at work. Some of the Asian people there, they'll bring me like iced coffees and that from 85 degrees. But they say it's a little overrated. I don't know. I'll reserve judgment till I go over myself and try it. Beans, jelly, ice cream. Or your brain can't. Yeah, you can't. Well, that's the thing. Have try the red bean boba. Just try it at some point. It's really good. Red bean is a really good flavor. In those desserts. What you don't want to do is don't come here to Orange County and go to the Vietnamese restaurant next to Pokédice and try to get red bean boba from Guac the Betrayer, okay? Like, beware of Guac the Betrayer. Don't go down there and ask for red bean boba. Because, like, we're talking about a good year and a half of rivalry I've had with Guac. God, Guac the Betrayer was... I don't know if Guac the Betrayer is still there, Jose, but yeah, he's an underboss. So this is before Lexi, so and before Pokédice. So we used to go to that place, and this is when Pokédice was a Mexican restaurant. It was actually a really good Mexican restaurant. I really liked it. But we would try to get boba, right? We would go try to get boba before going to CQ for our gaming, and we'd go into that Vietnamese restaurant, and they would always try to seat us. Like, no, I just want to buy boba. Can I just buy boba? And so the guy would break out the menu. Guac would break out the menu and look at me, and I go, okay, I'll have the red bean boba. And he would say something crude. Yeah, I know. Don't worry. Everybody thinks... I don't even know if his name is really Guac, but I called him Guac the Betrayer. Anyways, but every time I order red bean boba, he would like have some kind of yelling argument with one of the owners, the man or the woman owner, and then he would always try to not get me the red bean boba. Like he would go, no, you want triple jelly. I'm like, no, I want red bean. Can I have red bean boba? And he would do everything in his power to make sure I did not have boba. So we called him Guac the Betrayer, and it's like, God, and we would get desperate for boba, and it's like me and Mark and Jose and Damien or whatever, we would go, okay, how badly do we want boba? Do we want to test Guac the Betrayer? So we would go, and it was always a hit or miss. There was the female owner, if I ordered from her, she would yell at Guac and make him do it. That was really the only guarantee that I could get my red bean boba, was for her to go back, and there was always some yelling going on. If he cursed Octave to having no boba, he cursed me into having boba. That's right, because that's how much Guac the Betrayer hated us. And then, so we went to Guac the Betrayer for a while, and then eventually we found, what was the name of the other place? Pho 89? Yeah, Pho 89 there, off Rockfield. And then there was a lady there, we called her, I think we called her Tan the Semi-Delightful. And Tan, I would order something, and she would figure out how to make it better for me. She would go, oh no, here's what you should do. And I would listen to her, and I go, oh, her logic makes sense. I should totally do that. And so I would order something, she would make it better, and then bring out the better thing. And so that was our deal for a while. It was like, should we go to Guac the Betrayer? Should we go to Tan the Semi-Delightful? Or we called her the Demigod, I forget. It was, there was some other TV. I just missed a comment on Twitch. Warlander TV sleeps around. What the hell? What the hell? Anyways, this was a Vietnamese restaurant, Blade Wolf. So we did that for a while, and then when Polkadice opened, that's when that whole saga with Lexi started. So now we're all caught up on the. Yeah, we would hit Tapioca Express after CQ. But there was like no notable server at Tapioca Express. Tapioca Express is always the only thing notable that would ever happen at Tapioca Express would be I would order something with boba in it, and they would put boba in Jose's drink. Yeah, and Quack's curse of And then finally, like, you shook the curse, and I forget, like, we knew you were past the curse. It was like 2 weeks in a row where you didn't have boba in your drink, and me and Damien were all disappointed. We're like, damn, we want him to have boba in his drink. That was because I have the Boba Legend aura. So models within my aura that order tea drinks automatically get boba in them. That's why they get paid minimum wage. There was a Chinese restaurant I used to go where the lady was so nice to my friend and I. We would call in the order for fried rice, and then we get our order. The platter of takeout was heavy. Yeah, right. Nelson knows what's up, man. I had the aura, but eventually Jose was able to break it. God, I need boba right now. It's too late for boba. That's the one problem with South County is like South Orange County. They're in shit open at this hour. People got to know too, like Asian boba places need to stay open late because that's when, especially you're talking like college kids and that kind of stuff. That's when they want their boba. They want it late at night. You crit on my resistance to boba. There's alcoholic boba bars. You just said alcoholic boba, and I feel like you've described me in a sentence. Yeah, you're right, Nelson. Like Irvine and South OC, they don't like shit open late. I found that out the hard way when I first moved out here to Foothill Ranch. And I was like, wait, the Denny's closes? What the fuck? We tried to hit a Denny's late at night. We're like, what the hell? What is the matter with this town? Yeah, Irvine's cool. Because they bring cash for the city, though. Yeah, for sure. Alright. We are getting there, people. We're gonna finish this shit tonight. We're gonna be done with all these dudes tonight. You know something's wrong with the In-N-Out closes at 9? I think the only 24-hour Denny's was the one off Culver. Well, in the IE, all the Denny's are 24 hours. Like you could hit a Denny's anywhere down there. We used to do it all the time. Not the safest practice in the 909, by the way. Don't do that. And the Denny's by Kingdom Con, be careful. Because strippers and midgets hang out down there. Because that was interesting. We found that out as well. Boring. Yeah, most of the cities around here are for senior. But see, I'm good with boring Nelson though, cause you know I got kids. When I didn't have kids, I fucking hated it here, cause like boring sucks. But when you have kids, you're like, hey, we're safe. I will trade that. All right, give that a second to dry. All right. May I get the stripper pancake? Wow. Yeah, Blade Wolf, you know the one I'm talking about? The Denny's I'm talking about? Like if you go, if you're at Kingdom Con, you're at the Crown Valley Plaza, and you go, I want to say west on the 8, you get off Hotel Circle, you go west on the 8, you go one exit down, and you get off, and there's that Denny's right there. That's a fucked up Denny's, man. I'm positive, well, I'm pretty sure there's a strip joint nearby. There must be, because some of the girls we saw coming in there at that hour were, I mean, I know you guys know the story, but I saw a birth canal when I'm hanging out like Jake, I see a lady's birth canal and we're eating. Like go to Benihana. Hey, I like Benihana. It's expensive, but all right. Probably not a good idea for me to crack caffeine this late at night. But whatever. Only got a super long day ahead of me tomorrow. All good though. Alright. Classy with an I. I like the teppanyaki, man. It is 11:30 out here in the evening. Usually about the time I'm wrapping up. So this is actually good timing here on this part. Oh god, this song. I'm just so sick of this song. I'm gonna have to pull it off the... It might be fired. Okay, this I can deal with. Still early, it's 2:30. So, how many hours a night do you sleep, Dave? Curious. Uh-oh, why do we have lag? Because for me, it's like, I usually have to get between 4 or 5 hours and no more than 6. That's kind of how my body works. If I get more than 6 hours, like if I get like 8 hours of sleep, I feel genuinely sick. I think this may be all the Wrath of Kings I'm gonna paint until like Friday night. Well, no. Sorry, not Friday night. We're gaming Friday night. Till Saturday night. I won't be painting any more Wrath of Kings until that. I do plan on streaming tomorrow. But if I am streaming tomorrow, if I'm streaming painting tomorrow, which I'm not sure I will, I might be streaming, stream some gaming tomorrow. But if I'm streaming painting tomorrow, I will take a break from Wrath of Kings. I'll paint a one-off of something, so we're not sitting here You're looking for sales on Wrath of Kings. I know, we're waiting for it to go on sale at CQ. I need, although I'm pretty sure CQ doesn't have the Technus leader box that I want. Well, look. I'll check the next time I'm down there. Maybe I can get it on discount. Despite the fact they keep putting on the 60% off. I know. Yeah. Maybe one of my friends behind the counter there will have mercy on me. What is going on with this? Yeah, that was not the cleanest stamp job on these, but that's because I did not have my white pumice, so I had to fill the bases kind of in an unorthodox manner. These should look pretty good. You need friends like mine, lol. I know, man. Dave got a he got a fisherman's team today from his friend. Just got one. Damn. I need friends like that, man. Someone really wants to get rid of Wrath of Kings at CQ because even though you hear Don say it's not for 60% off, the carts still keep showing up. Well, they, you know, now that Andrew is Legion, they're probably going to want to restock it and start pushing it in the store. This damn saxophone always so epic. Yeah, we gotta teach Dave how to play some Guild Ball, man. You got the awesome teams to learn how to play, though. You have a nice full butcher's roster, and you have a Season 1 fish team. Season 1 fish are strong. And you have the pieces there for sure to learn that team. You know, at some point you may want to swap one of the two ladies for Jack, I think, or Sakana. I don't know, there's something about the mournful tone in this lady's voice. I feel like she's singing that she just lost a game of Batman or something. You know who's been watching this the whole time, waiting for his turn, who is not getting painted? This dude. Just sad. Sad with his wolf hat. Not getting painted right now. Who knows, maybe I'll paint him tomorrow night. Yeah, you got two good Guild Ball teams, man. They're both considered top tier teams also. What's weird is, you know, when the season 3 rules came out, I was really worried for Butchers. Have you come up with a name for him? No. He's just B-Boy Wolf. He's Eric B. Wolf. I don't know. I think the little ocean sounds. It's dope. Dope. What? Why is that? The guy looks like the character from the old cartoon movie Fire and Ice. Oh my god, I love that movie! Now you're talking that laser traced Ralph Bakshi shit. That was dope, man. Fire and Ice was hot. I love that movie. I love the... Yeah, you're talking about the main, like the barbarian guy. And at the end, the ice wizard stuff is like trying to use his freeze powers on him, but he's like too swole. Like he's like busting through that shit. Like he can resist the ice spell. Cause he's like so like ripped and shit. That movie was rad. You know what was awesome that was on the other day that I love watching every time it's on is the original freaking Tron. I love that shit. The guy with the wolf hood, yeah. Love the original Tron. I turned it on and my wife is like, "What the hell are you watching?" I'm like, "Tron, man. Tron was dope." She did not. She was not into Tron. She said it looked cool, but she could never really she never really followed the story. But she did remark, like, "Hey man, like, you know, the effects in this movie still hold up. Like, the original Star Wars, like, you look at the practical effects that they used in the original Star Wars, and for whatever reason, like, you're okay with it. It, you know, it holds up. But you look at the CGI stuff, and it, you know, you're like, eh." Yeah, I love the original Tron. Oh, it's way better than the remake. I want to be that fat guy that cosplays Tron. But he wears the, you know, and he wears the original suit. That's dope, man. I seriously would, like, I would rock some Tron, though. That'd be dope to do that at a, like, convention or something. I wish that Tron, as a franchise, had spun off in kind of a different, a different direction. You know, I forget. There was a real reason why they didn't continue to pursue it as a franchise. I think it's a lot of it had to do. It didn't have the best cinematic showing, so I guess the studio didn't care to pursue more with it. But it's, I mean, it's a solid freaking franchise. Trying to figure out, where do I put her? I have not seen the animated version. Is it any good? I think your brother said it's just best to just think of the sequel as a Daft Punk. Yeah, I think that's accurate. It's just a Daft Punk music video. Like, how could they screw that up? They had Olivia Wilde in that. And you know how I feel about Olivia Wilde. Like, how can you screw it up with Olivia Wilde in that? I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, it is a Daft Punk video, but it's dope. Okay. Getting there, people. We are getting there. It was on Family Channel for one session. So I finished projects like this and I'm like, okay, at least I won't have to paint another defender lineman for some time. And if I will, it won't have to be in a giant batch like that. You know, they're not the best, but they're gonna look cool all together. Like, you see them on the board like that, they're pretty cool. Truth, the club scene was bomb. I'm gonna need more black here. More black. Oops. Alright, here we go. Alright. Ooh. Whoop. Getting there, getting there. Oh yeah, it was Disney, not Family. Oh, okay. I often confuse those two channels myself. Dude, these guys really are ugly. Like, this guy's got the eyes of a pig. I guess that's intentional? Oh, they're gonna do a second season? Sweet. Speaking of second seasons, I still have not watched Stranger Things Season 2. I'm really trying to reserve my judgment. When I saw the trailer, I flipped out over a very specific thing. But again, this is an old guy that was alive and very much a boy that age in 1984. So, I don't know. Why not? Yeah, it's. I don't want to judge it before I've actually watched the series. Like, I'll sit through it and watch it. But I would just say, without going into full rant, I will say that the Ghostbuster plugging is a little bullshit. I'm gonna have to call a lot bullshit on that. There's several reasons why. It's not that Ghostbusters wasn't popular at the time. It's not anything like that. But I'm gonna have to call bullshit. As a kid that was alive in 1984, that's not how things fucking worked. Okay? It's just ridiculous. So that kind of, I don't know. But I don't want that to sour my opinion of the whole series. But that is like, I just saw it so much in the trailer, and it's like, what the fuck are you, like, that's not, Jesus. Like, talk to somebody who was alive at that fucking time. But they don't care because, you know, this is cross-promotional marketing. They don't give a shit whether or not it was accurate. But I'm saying, like, a lot of the popularity of your show is kind of banking on member berries, right? You're kind of, yeah, you've got a good story. Yeah, you've got a good cast. You've got good acting. You've got a lot of shit going for you. But let's be real here. You are relying on the member berry. Like, that nostalgia shit is what puts you over the top. And if you're going to fucking not be honest with it, oh. But I think I'm going to enjoy it. I think I'm going to enjoy it as long as I can calm myself down long enough to not call supreme bullshit on the Ghostbuster shit. So hopefully it's not too pervasive in the series. My friend who watched it at work, he's a big Ghostbusters fan. He said, yeah, I see where you're coming from, but he still enjoyed it, so that's a good sign. Totally forgot to do that. Oh, good night, Blade Wolf. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I'll just carve out some time and watch it whenever I have time. No, I will. I'll watch it. Probably while you know, when I do my exercise stuff, when I do my daily routine, I'll just work it in. Have you watched Opponent? No, I haven't really watched many of the Netflix superhero series. The only one I watched was Iron Fist, and that one kind of drove me insane. Did not enjoy that. But not for the reasons you might think. Not for the reasons that the damn game journos and shit would say why I didn't like it. I just didn't like it for other reasons. Defenders looked okay. I don't know. I honestly just don't watch a lot of TV. Period. I mean, I'm usually the kids kind of have control of the TV during the day, so we watch a lot of kids shows, like a lot of Nick Jr. and all that kind of stuff. And then, yeah, so I end up watching either that or I watch YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube, but I don't really, you know. Most of the stuff I watch on YouTube is like commentary type stuff, or I'll watch some hobby channels. I need to find more hobby channels because the ones I'm sub to are good, but they just don't put out. I need more regular content than what most of them are putting out. The hell? Okay, we'll hang out for a little bit, but yeah, those are tabletop ready. Those are ready to go. Maybe one day, if I care for it and love the army, maybe I'll go back, give them a little bit more deserving treatment. But they're good to go. So up next for Wrath of Kings would be the pigs. Let's see. I just stream Euro detective shows when I can find them, or K or J mystery. I have no idea what you're talking about, Jose. I don't know. I just don't have much time to like sit down and watch shit. Like when I, like I can tell you what's going on with like Team Umizoomi and shit like that. I can tell you what's going on with like Blazing the Monster Machines. Which machine is which? I can tell you stuff like that. But and then the other thing about TV is my wife will often she'll watch she watches a lot of rerun stuff. Like she'll watch Friends, which doesn't really do anything for me. And then occasionally, like we'll watch like some Miss Universe shit because that's hilarious. We watch stuff like that. I don't know, because we always have the freaking comments. We're like the damn peanut gallery. Oh, thanks, Dave. I appreciate the viewership, sir. Yeah, I'll hang out for a little bit. I don't know. I think they're gonna look good all together. You can see the black is starting to dry on them. This particular sculpt, they're 18 minis, but only 3 sculpts. You get that sculpt, you get the lady sculpt, and then you get the pig eye sculpt. Not the most attractive army. The Shale Han stuff is way pretty compared to this stuff. But I think they look cool. The the little cobblestone bases, I think, work pretty well. No problem. The rest of the time I'm out gaming or working. That's the life, man. I do think that for those of us who can game even once a week, like that's a fairly rare treat. Like I was saying yesterday, most people that say, "Oh, I'm into miniature gaming," yeah, they're into miniature gaming, but they get to paint maybe a couple hours a week, and they'd be lucky if they game once a month. I know Phil is like that. Like Phil, like we talk and he's like, "Yeah, I haven't played a miniatures game in like 3 months," and I'm like, "Oh shit, man, we gotta fix that." So he's really looking forward to the Wrath of Kings tournament on the 17th, and so it'll be good. Reconnect with Phil. I'll see if I can get Gabe out here, but we got to get on Andrew. He's got to start promoting that event. Well, it's not December yet. He wants to promote 2 weeks out. I say it's not too early at this point, but his event, he can promote it how he likes, and I'll be happy to spam it for him because I do want to see people show up there for the Wrath of Kings stuff. It is a fun game. I mean, if you're going to play a larger scale skirmish game, this is what I play, both in terms of cost and simplicity and theme mechanics. Like, it's got a lot going for it. Painting this many miniatures is a little disgusting. It's almost like that 40K experience I was talking about the other day. I don't really care for it, but again, it's a very fun skirmish game, and it's just so easy. It's such a simple, on its face, it's such a simple system to pick up. It's really slick. Look at a couple stat cards here. I know it's midnight, we're going to call it, but I was out earlier tonight gaming. Thursday, I was told by a friend she wants to play Black Plague. Oh, do it, dude. We played Black Plague the other day, I was telling you, and that was fun. Defender, lineman, controller. Alright, so this is... So, Technus Army, typically, you're going to run usually two types of infantry. I mean, the most recognizable infantry, like the most iconic for Technus, is going to be the Union workers, the pigs. And they have a really interesting mechanic. You can see, like, they're a rank 1 infantry with 2 wounds. That's kind of a big deal. They're hit pretty easily, but the thing is, their stats get better when they are wounded. So they kind of do want you to wound them. And so you have the Union workers, the linemen. That's what I'm painting right now. They're basically blocks all the way up to 8, so you need an 8 or better to hit them most of the time. Their stats are fairly unimpressive, but here's what you're paying for them. This rescue action: target one engaged friendly model within 3 inches. Place that model in contact with this model. You may then place this model anywhere in contact with an enemy that the friendly model was engaged with. So basically, what you could do is, Union workers get attacked by enemy models. They get wounded, and then they can strike back right at the boosted stats. And then if you want to pull them out later in that same turn, you can bring the linemen in, swap them out, and now whoever was left alive from the opponent is now dealing with a high armored infantry instead. So Technus is a really reactive type force, which is cool. Wrath of Kings is one of the few skirmish games where it isn't really where you don't just play aggressive. Like, if you're going to play aggressive in Wrath of Kings, you're talking about, you probably going to want to play Goritzi or Nasir. But if you want to play defensive, then you should play Hadros or Technus. And then if you want to play a balance, you should play Shale Han. So this is a more reactive, more defensive army. But it doesn't make them any less powerful, which is cool. Here's that character, Lineman Boris. Really high armor, up to 8, 2 resilience, 2 defense. Pretty damn fast at the 8 movement. He's got a 2-die melee with a 2-inch range, and unstoppable too. That's sweet. So he can fly. He can move over models from flying, and then he gets a counterattack off the armor roll, and that is, we're talking 4 to 7 once per attack. When armor roll is generated against this model and this model is not killed, this model may perform one of its melee attacks on an active enemy, replacing the attack rate with 2. I don't understand. Well, I don't understand the second part of that sentence. Replacing the attack's rate with 2. Well, the rate on his attack is already 2. So I don't really understand what they're getting at there. Retaliation 1. Each time a friendly model is killed while in contact with this model may perform one of its melee attacks on an active enemy that was engaged with the model killed, replacing the attack's rate with 1. That's a really interesting specialist. Basically, you want him in the thick of things, and he's kind of a retaliatory strike. And you'll want to mix it up where he's running with defender linemen or pigs. really interesting. This is an interesting army. I'm excited to try it. I think it'll be fun. But anyways, I think it is time, my friends. It's time for me to go to bed. Yeah, I will stream tomorrow night. I'm pretty sure I will. Not sure what exactly, but we will stream tomorrow night. Same time, same bat channel. And with that, we're going to call it a night. Want to thank everybody for watching. Have a good night, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.